Hello and welcome to the pilot episode of Midnight Ramen. A show where we talk about only nerdy shit and no movies or politics or poopy farty jokes.
Well, no promises on that one.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, on the first two, though, yeah.
Okay.
And today we are going to try to keep our focus on the game that we've been talking about recently that I've been meaning to replay. And I think I'm going to start today, but I played this game so damn much that I thought it would be appropriate without even playing it. Final Fantasy X.
Yep.
Okay.
So, let me set the tone.
You got to play 2 Xanarkand if you're going to set the tone.
I am, if
Okay.
you fucking wait.
Yeah, I'm
So-
down.
Oh,
Jeez,
damn
zombies.
it. I was trying to keep my language clean on this, but I just fouled it up right there. So
It's like somebody shit the bed.
It's 2000. Shut up. It's 2001. All right. 9/11 is yet to happen, but it's right around the corner. Clearly, because it's only in 1 year. And your boy, being me, born in '83, so I was 18 years years old at the time. I was actually running the video game department at the local Vallejo Toys R Us.
Wow.
Right. I was running the video game department, which was called R Zone at the time, right? I was super out of video games, not even playing them whatsoever, if you do not count just being on the computer in general, because I wouldn't really consider me playing video games when I was on the computer, because it would be with, like, my ICQ chat, with my VK, like, message board open, and then playing Diablo 2 on a screen that, like, only took up, like, so much of the screen, like a quarter.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
don't play World of Warcraft. I play Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Meanwhile, bidding on some medieval weapon on, like, eBay before they regulated that shit.
Yeah.
So, because, dude, I had disposable income. I live in the same house I do now, but I was renting it for a whole $100 a month.
Yeah, not bad.
Because
Not bad.
I was still in school, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't paying rent, but they knew I was working, and they didn't know how much money I was making. Now, 2001 money, 1075 was pretty fucking good when you were 18 years old.
Yeah.
Plus-
2001 money?
Yeah, plus I was
It's like
making
$20 an hour now.
or more, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Because gas, I remember, was just like floating about $2. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're about right. Now, anyway, I'm not really into it, but I start really wanting to get into DVDs, right?
Okay.
And DVD players, like, I remember going to like a Best Buy or whatever, and there wasn't even one here. You had to drive to like Concord. You had to drive to like the
Right.
mall. There wasn't one in every city. It was like a big thing, and I think Circuit City was just going out of business, but we still had Fry's Electronics.
Okay.
Oh, fries.
Yeah.
And then the nearest Best Buy, I think, was in Fairfield Mall.
Yep.
Which is up the road quite a bit. And it was huge. Like, you would buy a car stereo, and guess what? You get installed there because they had an auto shop there.
Yep.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. So, I remember wanting to get one. I was looking at DVD players, and at the time, and this was like 2000s, they were still $300.
Yeah.
$250 for, like, if you wanted one that like sounded like broken plastic and you could rattle it around, you could get away with paying $160, but you couldn't get one like you can now, like for like $40.
No, not at all.
Because those lasers, that technology was still new and expensive. So
And everyone had the same face that had the race car, and then it was the Dolphins.
oh yeah, I know what you mean. I know
Yeah.
exactly that one.
Yep.
Because you know why? Every job I've ever worked at that had like where you have to watch the training video had that exact same
Yep.
player.
Yep.
And it started with a D. I swear to God, it did.
I thought it was like Pioneer.
Was it? I don't. Oof. I remember just it. I wanted to. God, there was like there was one. It had Sun in it, like, or San, like Deson or obviously not the car, but there was one that I swear it was San or Sun. It was the Korean knockoff brand. But anyway, every fucking training video I ever had to watch at any shitty retail job until I got out of fucking retail had that goddamn, like, and it was all dusty and it was never cleaned and the fans like made so much noise when it would turn on. Sound like you were turning on a diesel. It's like, and then it's like, hi, here's sexual harassment training 101, this and that. So anyway, I was really into, like, I was PC gaming. I was doing, like, most of my communication, like, but like with my friends, this is about that because this is pre-texting. So we'd all like have our own messengers, even though we'd see each other all the time.
IMing all the time.
Yeah. It was just so much easier just to have your computer on and hear bloop than actually having your phone ring, getting on the phone. Plus, if you're on the phone, we had dial-up still, so it was just better just to always be online, you know?
And whenever your phone went off, you got the and then your phone would start ringing.
This was pre that. This was in 2001. Not everyone and their mother had
either your phone would ring and your internet would die,
crash,
or when you got done, like whoever wanted to call you would call back like super mad.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Yo, I was on the line." I'm like, "Why didn't you message me?" And they're like, "Well, or they get the wrong number and they'd be even more pissed. And you're like, "Okay, ass." Like I don't know. Call Sandra back.
Yeah.
It's not my problem. Your dick's not wet right now. Okay, apparently this is not going to be a clean show. But
Yeah, you tried. You made it 3 seconds.
Yeah. Well, this is not going to be a bell ringing show, that's for sure. So anyway, back to this time. So you're thinking about the old Nokia phones. That was a few years later. I want to say this was like, 2003, 2004, when everyone had it?
Yeah, that was probably 2003.
And then before that, everyone had the boost phones. They're like, where you at?
Oh, the chirp phones?
Yeah, those are good.
walkie-talkies.
I like those, though. You go like, how about you, Antonius? And you go, how about you, Zach? And they go, I don't know. We just wasted $1. We might as well talk about something.
Something, yeah.
But they were cool, though. I did like the chirpers. I thought they were a lot of fun. The only problem is when you had that one friend that would chirp you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There was
no way to stop that from coming through.
Yeah.
There was no way to stop it.
There was no airplane mode. You had to shut off your phone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was no mute even. There was a volume down, like really quiet.
Yeah, but you're still going to wake up to that shit.
Exactly. I don't even think they vibrated, not till the Nokias. And I could be wrong, whatever. So I'm working here, and then I find out, the PlayStation 2 is coming around, and there's a lot of hype about it, and I really don't care. But then I find out I get an employee discount.
That's nice.
And it has a Blu-ray player, or is a DVD player in it?
It has a DVD player.
Mm-hmm. And how much are they? $200. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So affordable.
Compared to what you would for a DVD player, though, at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so affordable. And then I've always been a Final Fantasy kid. I had all the ROMs on my computer, so I had all like the Super ZNSNES where you could actually program the ROMs so like it had better graphics or better sound.
Oh, really? Okay.
So you had 3, you had 5, you had all the ones that weren't released.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had all the ones that weren't released, and not only that, if I had the game file for it, I could actually update like with the graphics card and everything. So, because you remember even back in Super Nintendo games, if you cast a spell and there was too many graphics going on, it would slow down.
Yeah.
And but the sound would be off or something, and then it would take like a second for the spell to finish to go in, or you would walk into a room and you'd see like a little cat like going like loading. Right. Yeah, that shit never happened on my computer. So anyway, I've always been a Final Fantasy kid. Really like the side-by-side attack battle sequences. And I hear Final Fantasy X kind of come out. And I'm like, okay, now I have to get one because it was right around the corner too. I think this game came out on August, September of that year.
It was summer of 2001. Yeah, I don't remember exactly when.
It had to have been August.
I didn't get it until way later when I got a PS2 in like 2004.
Well, the great thing about working at a video game store is you don't have to pre-order shit. You just hide a copy for yourself in the crying room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I had the big 3 that were coming out that everyone wanted. Well, actually 4, because mine came because I got the employee discount, whatever. I was able to get like the Gran Turismo 3 version, which, by the way, fucking phenomenal game. Into this day, it's my favorite racing game. But I was able to have the big 3, and luckily I saved enough money where when they came out, they weren't like gathering dust, because some people were like, a manager would be like, dude, I noticed you have games over there. You got to buy them by like next paycheck, or also going back on the shelf. But so the big 3, if you remember correctly, if you're a PlayStation guy, because remember, Xbox hadn't even come out with its Halo and stuff yet, and Nintendo GameCube hadn't come out yet, which was a great system as well, better than the Xbox, if you ask me, but was GTA 3.
Okay, yeah.
Metal Gear 2, Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
Those were the big 3.
Sons of Liberty was great.
Sons of Liberty was fantastic. Replaying it now, it really is like, ugh. But at your first playthrough through that, it was amazing, and it was fun. GTA 3 was a lot of fun. I even say probably more fun than the recent games because the recent games are just like chaos. At least in GTA 3, it was charming, where it's like, I'm going to drive a cab for a while.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to stop crime for a while. Or I'm just going to do the main quest. Or I just want to see if I could, like, fly this car over that jump. You know, it was, you know what it was? It was quaint. It was like Crazy Taxi, but you could shoot people. And also the music in the radio was a lot cooler.
It was. They really started paying attention to that.
Yeah, they really did. You know who didn't know is, I don't know if you ever played their Versus series with Saints Row.
Oh, I've played a couple of them. Like they're
Row got
more
weird.
like funny.
Dude, their radio stations. They have a metal station on. I forgot which one I had. It might have been 4. It had Opeth on it. It had Devil Driver on
shit.
it. It had Lordy on it.
Okay.
It had Guar on it. It had like legit. It had Strapping Young Lad on it. It had legit like 2006 circa 2009 metal.
Yeah.
Like that good. When new metal went away and then like underground metal came back, or like what would you call that era of metal? The late 2000s metal.
So you're talking like As I Lay Dying, Lamb of God,
yes, exactly.
A7X.
Yes, exactly.
Fuck, I don't know.
Because that's when metal got like real again, and it was not like a lot of people called it underground metal because it was not an MTV or anything like that. It was internet metal.
No, it was like a resurgence of like
Good stuff.
I mean, yeah,
thrash
and like death metal and stuff like that for sure.
So
Not industrial, no.
No, not at all. They played all
industrial.
their own instruments.
Yeah.
And there was always 4 to 5 members in the band, and we're not talking about like Slipknot either. That was like the early.
That's still new metal.
That's still new metal, yeah. They were like we're the Guar of new metal, if you will. I'm sorry for mentioning Guar 3 times, but I don't know how else to.
I think you're just trying to summon them.
Maybe, but I always thought that Slipknot were more of like the Juggalo fashion than actual music, just because there's like 19 guys on stage doing absolutely fucking nothing.
It's all about the layering with Slipknot.
Oh right, okay, whatever. Name me 3 good Slipknot songs. Besides Wait and Bleed. Besides Wait and Bleed.
Spit It Out, Eyeless, My Plague.
Nickelback is better than Slipknot. I can name.
All right, I'm out.
What was the new one?
What? They have a new song out?
They had one like in the last couple of years. I can't.
Get the fuck out of here. They're still around.
It was huge. Like it blew up on TikTok for a little bit.
So anyway, your boy, this is the first game besides the bundle that I came home and played it. And I'm going to tell you, man, right from like when you throw it on and you hear Skies Above and you're like...
Psychosocial.
Oh. But once you throw this on and it says like the Final Fantasy X project, you're like, project? Okay. Look at you trying to be, very into it. Like, look at you being all presumptuous and shit. And then you hear, listen to my story. And you're like... Holy shit, we have voice acting. Mm-hmm. This will be the game's biggest blessing and biggest curse.
Oh, yeah. That was the blurse there.
Yeah, but, dude, I was in, and then we meet our, like, just the opening scene. We were talking about the CGI of the late 90s in our Mummy episode. That's going to air way later than this because it's going to be a pilot episode. We'll see how it does.
Yeah.
But I really liked this opening here. I mean, Nobuo Uematsu, great composer.
Yeah.
He made a lot of great music.
We always say Nobuo Uematsu, but okay.
Well, because you can't say it right.
No, it's because like Josh the Show Killer, who like suck FF dick, like still to this day, like you wouldn't believe, like in the internal nothing spiral millennium of sucking Final Fantasy dick. We'll say Nobuo Uematsu. So I'm going to say what he says.
Okay, well, you're both wrong.
What are the letters? What's the spelling? I'll tell you right now.
Well, let's just say, can we just agree on Black Mages?
Black Mages?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a person at Guitar Center that used to come and play this when I worked there, and you worked at the Hobby
really?
Lobby.
Okay.
Yeah. You come over on lunch breaks and hang out.
Yeah.
There was a dude that used to come over and play it. Hold on.
Nobuo Uematsu.
Uematsu.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, Black Mages.
Anyway.
Black Mages.
Yeah, but he
More
makes
of a red mage guy, but
great-
it's all right.
Yeah, he makes great music. I
Oh,
love
you were
all of his
that
songs,
guy.
but this was...
Yeah.
Didn't we say he was our fucking red mage? Didn't we say that in the last episode?
We did. You not even being here, we were like, you are such a red mage.
What makes
Holy
me a red
shit.
mage?
Because I'd be the Death Knight, you'd be the red mage, and he'd be the annoying bard. That's why.
Yes.
But he would still have dwarven abilities, so you'd keep him in the party.
Okay.
You know,
Dwarf Bard.
yeah. Speaking of which,
That music sounds like it's going to be terrible.
It rocks.
this fucking rules.
Where's the da da da?
I don't get a Daha. There's no Daha in Midnight Ramen.
So what was your favorite class? Not now in this game, you have every class. They're just assigned to other people.
Right.
But the great thing about it is once you filled out their whole skill tree, you could either go back and get the missing ones that you missed because you didn't have the right keys, or you could go over to somebody else and kind of multi-class. That's what I really like this game, and a lot of people didn't like that because they like the level system. That's kind of
Sphere
basic.
grid was weird, and it was hard for people to get into.
But once you got into it, you were the man.
It wasn't hard to figure out.
It was to a lot of people because what would happen is they wouldn't get like they would get like, say they wouldn't get the level 3 key sphere, and they just keep leveling up and not know what to do, and they just move back and forth and waste all their points.
Oh, well.
Well, there is like the kind of set path, like if you want to go with like the easy route, but like a lot of people didn't know that you could kind of
Kamari's
branch
Junction.
out. Yeah,
Kamari's Junction in the middle allowed you to do whatever, like at any point in time. You could always use the return sphere, go to Kamari's Junction, and then like go off for. So I was going to ask, in the normal games, like the online games or whatever, what was always your favorite to play? Like, now we're not talking where you get help, meaning you're not like an online play. I just mean like the one-on-one play style, meaning you versus computer, non-multiplayer.
Okay.
What was always... Exclude fighter because there's so many goddamn versions of it.
Right.
But if you go like red, white mage, thief, or black mage, or God, what was another one that they always used? Oh, lancer was always cool, or blue mage.
Yeah.
What was your favorite out of all of them? I think blue mage is the most hated. That would be your Kamari, for instance.
What the hell did Blue Mage do again?
Blue Mage is in every single game. It's the fighter that's not as good as the fighter, but pretty tanky. But it has the ability to use other monsters' abilities. For instance, Quina has it, and Quina has it in Final Fantasy IX. Kamari has it in Final Fantasy X. In Final Fantasy VIII, it's Quistis. Wow, they all have Qs. I just fucking put that together. No, for real, I didn't even fucking realize that. In Final Fantasy VII, it used the materia system, so it doesn't count. However, Red is supposed to have it because he comes equipped with it, but Red 13, anyway.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And like in the new game, I think he's going to have something about that in Rebirth because you can't play as him in Remake. So I think they're saving some abilities for him.
Okay.
Or he might not even be a playable character. He might just be like a summon or a side, which is going to be weird. I think they might do the same thing with Vincent.
Yeah, they should have him as a playable character.
I think they're going to do the same thing as Vincent. I know Yuffie is going to be in it, but I think besides that, I don't think Vincent. Like, I don't think all the special characters are going to be available in it. I think they're going to be like sides, but with the extension of Yuffie being in and Red going out.
Okay.
But I don't know. We'll see. I still need to rebeat the game though on PS5.
Yeah.
Because I didn't transfer over my save. And I already started, and I'm like, oh, god damn it.
Okay.
And it sucked because I was at level 90, like almost like I was maxed out all the way through.
Yeah.
So I'm like, god damn it. And I just don't really feel like grinding on it, and I kind of want to play this game again. So, I always been a huge fan of the Red Mage, though. So I think Blue Mage is my most hated, and Red Mage is my favorite.
And I'm the Red Mage.
I mean, think about it. As a main character, Titus he's a time mage. If you
Right.
really want to go into like the specifics, like of Final Fantasy like classes, because he's the one that can cast haste and slow and all that stuff, and he has a high accuracy, but he's got like shit damage, but he always hits, and he can cast, so he's like a great support mage, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep the whole team going, baby.
make him go fast with the haste.
Make him go fast. Make the enemy go slow.
How about you,
That's
zombies?
about all I got.
God love Black Mage.
Love Black Mage. Nothing wrong with that. You know why? You don't have to upgrade your weapons. You just got to keep fucking leveling up and using ethers and such. Lulu, by the way, is the coolest Black Mage out of everybody.
She is. I remember the wife was asking, like, what should I do for Halloween? And I told your wife she should do Lulu.
And she's like, there's not enough belts in the world.
She said there's not enough belts in the world.
I know. I know this quote because I know
we
my wife.
thought about it. You know, she's like, I could do it, but where the fuck am I going to get all those belts?
Dude, she would have not been able to walk the next day on, like, if she dressed up like Lulu, though.
I was looking out for you there, bud.
She'd have gangrene. She'd have belt marks all over her.
Yeah, this is not going to be on the
I would too.
family-friendly side.
No, I mean, because it'd be hard to get off and on. You know, that's for her to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Good save.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
God damn it.
I don't know. Is Lulu cooler than Vivi though?
No. Well,
Mr. 36? No, maybe.
Lulu, she's pretty to look at. She doesn't have like a whole lot of.
She has the cool
Personality.
voodoo dolls too, though.
Yeah,
that pop
but
out.
I like that a lot.
Vivi, I think, is a better character.
Mr. 36 is pretty fucking cool. Vivi's like you know, like that when you go to the village and he learns about death, and Vivi has zero idea what death is, and he doesn't know how to comprehend it, even though he's a black mage, which is hilarious. I'm just saying. Okay, we got to admit though that Riku's way cooler than Zidane. Though, well, I don't know. Zidane is actually quite not that bad.
Zidane's kind of lame.
He is kind of lame. But so is Titus. How about Zidane versus Titus? Because I'm going Zidane over Titus.
I'm taking Titus.
Thinking Titus, but he's a whiny bitch. At least Zidane's got some like teeth to him.
All the main guys are whiny.
Yeah.
No. No.
I kinda have a thing. I have a thing-
Squall is badass. He's maybe whiny, but
hella
he's whiny.
yeah, but he just
They're all badass. You tell me
they're
Cloud
badass,
is
they're
badass.
whiny.
Squall doesn't even say anything. He just says whatever. His inner monologue is whiny as fuck. But he
He like thinks he's edgy and shit, but he's not. He's just
Yeah.
whiny.
I like Squall. He's
And then there's Cloud. It's like,
stupid
I'm really sad. And I don't know who the fuck I am. You know?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's true. This is true. But
I got a thing for like whiny protagonists though. Being a fan of Gundam, like give Titus a giant mech suit and he's fucking cool. That's all he needs. He just needs a giant mech suit.
That would be dope.
let's talk about is there any cooler character than Orin though? Like at least in 10, he is the coolest. Him and Jack are the coolest by
Yeah.
far.
Waka?
Waka's cool, but he's a little stereotypical if you replay it.
Yeah.
Like almost borderline racism, and I
Yeah.
don't normally say that.
Not
but
really.
when they make him like really a dumb islander, like yeah, it's good, yeah. And you're
That's the worst fucking pigeon I've heard in my life.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
like, yeah. What?
No.
My impression, or like, what really like these? Sometimes he goes,
his
yeah,
pigeons-
ooh, yeah.
He doesn't talk like that.
Sometimes he does.
It does not sound like
When you
Wario.
score a critical, he goes, ah, woo, yeah. He really does.
No.
He sounds like Dennis Rodman getting like a fucking, what do you call it when you lick another man's asshole?
Yeah,
Rim
this
job.
is not going to be on the family-friendly
Sorry.
feed.
Yes.
Wow. You
He
really fucked
did
this
that
up,
last one
bud.
on purpose.
Yeah. No, Waka's cool. His pigeon, not bad. Pretty good, I would say. Not perfect, but
His
Pretty
weapon is lame at first too until you get like the cool balls with all like the blades and shit
yeah,
on
once
them.
it gets spikes on them, they're cool. Other than that, it's like
that's
you hit him with a
still dumb.
volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of lame.
It's like there's a flying enemy. None of us can reach it. It's like,
I
nah,
do-
bro, stay back. I
I
get
do-
one volleyball.
I do like Titus's like water blade thing is really cool. The Brotherhood that you get.
The Brotherhood's cool. That's
yeah,
one
yeah.
weapon I never get rid of because it's so fucking cool.
I will say the best thing about this game though was making your armor and weapons was a new like your custom. You could make Lulu the strongest person in the game fighter wise if you wanted to, and you could make her the evilest cactuar that had death touch and overkill and all
Yeah.
this. That's really what made this game really cool. Is if you liked a character a lot and you just wanted to keep him in the party at all times.
You could do it.
Yeah, even though who was the character that you overpowered though? Like that you're like, okay, this is my boss 3 squad.
Yeah. Was it Titus?
Or in Titus Una.
Okay.
Interesting. Orange. Okay.
See, yeah. Titus, you know. Trying to remember.
Like for the reasons you said, casting haste
Yeah.
and all that. And then Orin for, just big old hits. And then obviously the Aeons with Una.
So I used to do. My calculations were this: at the end of the game, it's not that. It actually, for me, was Waka, Una, Titus. Here's why: I had them set up so where they would always limit break. Waka's limit break was easy. You just get 2 hits, and if you let it spin out, it'll always go to 2 hits. and then it would double, so you do 12 hits. If you were breaking the 9999,
Yeah.
you could do like the insane amount of damage, right? Titus's slash, where his Omni slash or
Right,
whatever it's
right.
called, was a multi-hit thing. And then Yuna, of course, had like all the summons, which did beyond breaking damage. So even without breaking 9999, if you had those guys up at least doing that much damage just on doing their limit breaks alone, they were the strongest.
Okay, while we're on Aeons,
Interesting. Okay.
while we're on the Aeons, who's your favorite?
Okay, it's not Maga Sisters whatsoever.
No.
It is not.
No, just in 10.
No, that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
Mega Sisters are in 10.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most powerful like summon in any game besides Knights Around, right? No, that's not true because I forgot Final Fantasy VIII. Regardless, the Mega Sisters are like the secret Aeon you get. So there's 3 secret
That's right.
Aeons.
Okay, yeah. Yojimbo,
Yeah,
Anima,
yeah.
and then I'm guessing the
Yeah, Mega
Magnus-
Sisters. Exactly. So the Mega Sisters, their temple is where you go, and the sunken temple in the very beginning of the game when
yeah,
you're just
yeah.
playing as Titus and you fight the giant fish.
Right.
The one that's like a net and it can.
Yeah, remember when that giant fish attacks you and it's yeah, and then you meet up with Riku and that's when you first get the Elbed primers.
Yeah.
So and it has that little tutorial. That part right there, you actually go back there in order to get you get something there, and then you bring it to the Calm Lands, and you could fight the Mega Sisters. There's 3 of them. There's a fat one, a skinny one, and a tall one. And each of them are they're
yeah.
each different insects. One's a beetle, one's a praying mantis, and one's like a bee.
I remember now.
And like they have something called Delta Attack, and it does like so much fucking damage.
That's your favorite?
No, I'm just saying that is the best for fights.
I'm not saying the best. I'm saying the coolest.
Yeah.
Coolest, Yojimbo.
Yeah.
Yojimbo.
Especially, there's a couple of things you probably didn't know about this. When I started replaying it recently, I actually had to reboot my whole game because that's a great place to level up the Lost Temple in the Calmlands where you get Yojimbo.
Mm-hmm.
If you stick around there too long, and you go to leave, like say you are there just leveling up and kicking ass, right? After a while, you go to leave and Yojimbo will be blocking the way and it's Dark Yojimbo and you have no choice to fight him and you cannot pay him. You have to beat him and it's almost impossible.
Ugh.
Like when I mean by it's almost impossible, meaning I tried to save my save by kind of just dueling around for another 2 hours. And dude, I was doing 0 damage and he was just one swiping, killing everything with Wakasashi. Also, here's the cool thing about Yojimbo too. There's actually a trick. If you pay him $1, next time pay him $2, next time pay him $3. But if you always pay him $1 more, eventually he'll start doing like some really devastating attacks that like no one else can do in the game, and they like do a lot of damage. You can look on YouTube and look them up, but it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like Selphie in Final Fantasy VIII. The end. I don't know if you've ever gotten that.
No, I didn't really play 8.
Everyone in your party has to be dead, and she has to have a limit break. Is the only way to get it.
Which one?
The end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it shows Renoa like opening up her hand and it's like actually shows like the CGI from the game, and it just does like so much amount of damage, or it automatically kills your enemy, or it does it's really good. Anyway, Yojimbo has that power. Anima is the coolest though, because when you do his power, if I'm not mistaken, it casts zombie and blindness and everything else on everybody, and it has that really good look when it moves around and it shoots the lasers and just zaps them and casts a curse on them so they can't. Yeah, I love that.
I was going to say, when I played it, that was my favorite for sure.
Anima is super cool.
Now that I think about it, with the lasers and everything, it reminds me of like Shin Godzilla in the design.
It's so good. You know who I hate though? Dude, I hate Anima's son. Seymour.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Dude, he is
Seymour.
so
He's a douche.
annoying. And the other thing too I hate the whole
His
like
stupid fucking hair.
no, that whole race of the tree people. I didn't think they were very cool at all. I thought they were annoying. The Guado,
Oh yeah,
they're really annoying. The Albed were cool because they're kind of like steampunk but colorful. Like they were like raving steampunk people.
Yeah.
So but like
extra punk on the Steam.
Yeah, exactly. But I really didn't like the whole costume design. Like for the most part, it's good on the main characters, but all the side characters look very overlooked. Like
Just over accessorized?
no, like under, like they all look like Hawaiian tourists for the most part.
Yeah,
like all the
okay.
Yevonites look basic. Now, don't get me wrong, the monsters look great, but I'm just talking all the NPCs. They all look like
Just super
failed.
basic, yeah.
They look like failed Unas, like the Una concept art that failed. Like everyone looks like Una concept art that failed, or like butlery Fez looking Kate Sith looking dudes, and you're like, and they have, and then of course the Kamari look cool, but only, or sorry, not Kamari, but like his race looks cool, but only he's the good looking out of it. All the Ronzos look exactly the same. Don't believe me? Look,
No, Kimari Ronso has smallest Ronso. He have broken horn and fang.
here is the problem about like this game, and again, this is a blurse, right? Blessing and a curse. Blitzball is like the funnest mini game in Final Fantasy besides the card games.
Gotta get into it though.
Yeah, you
Well,
do.
Chocobo Racing's up there too.
Chocobo Racing's great until you learn that, oh, I just got to breed and put the controller down, listen to St. Colin Posse, and eat a bagel. Because that's what I was doing when I was doing my whole... There's no turning. The turning doesn't matter. The speed up, slow down. You just want to speed up, get to the point where it's almost exhausted, and walk the way back. The breeding is fun. The fighting is fun, yeah. But at the end of the day, dude, it's like... It was fun in 1997. It's not fun now.
Okay.
Blitzball, I played 2 days ago and had fun playing
Is
it.
Blitzball still fun?
It still is fun.
See, when I was doing my
When you
first
do that-
playthroughs, I would just be like, I'm playing Blitzball to get to the cutscene. Oh, thank God monsters are attacking people. I don't have to fucking play Blitzball anymore. My buddy Sancho, he went the other way with it. Like, he got good at Blitzball to where he was like constantly winning. He was going back and he kept playing. I'm like, are you playing Blitzball still? He's like, no, it's great. I love it. I figured it out.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I will have a save on my Final Fantasy X game. Guarantee it, because I always do. In fact, I probably have one now, where it's right when you're able to play Blitzball, and I don't do anything but play Blitzball. And it's my new game plus save, kind of in a way, because I have like so much dark matters. I have all of Waka, because you can get Waka's final weapon.
Just playing Blitzball.
You have to get it from Blitzball.
But you could do it in the very beginning of the game.
Oh, right.
You don't even have to like play 1 second to get. That's why Waka is always one of my main guys. Right when Blitzball unlocks, I will unlock his like final like.
You have to get to Lucas or whatever it is first, right?
Nope. Oh
Well,
yeah.
the tournament.
Yeah, after you beat the tournament, you
Yeah.
can unlock his final limit break. And then after that, what you get like something called the World Champion, and I forgot. You go to it's one of the first I think it's the temple where you get I don't know. You could look it up, but you go to this the temple where you're praying for. It's one of the Blitzball like temples. I think it's the Beset, the one after Beset. But you just talk to somebody and he goes, "Oh, you're a world champion. Here you go," and he gives you the weapon, the world champion, and it like. Breaks like I think it's like 1 point magic cost, and it breaks like damage limits, and it's just fucking phenomenal. And then you just work Waka to get quick shot, and then it's just like bah 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 bah, and it costs nothing.
That's gonna be great. You're still like in the first like hour of the game. You come across a fucking just random bird enemy and just walk a go.
Yeah.
You just obliterate the fucking thing.
So I will say
Overkill.
No, I don't like Waka's. I like Waka's character. But here's another thing I think I don't like Waka's character. He's banging Lulu, and it makes me very upset.
There it is. I'm like, there's got to be a there it is. Yep.
It's the resentment. It is. It's like, no, I want to bang Lulu.
It's like, you don't get to have cool hair and bang Lulu. I want to have cool hair and bang Lulu.
So then maybe the reason why I played Waka so much is not only the fact that he can be the most powerful character in the game from the start if you play Blitzball. I know. I'm sorry. Waste a good 5 hours just because you beef him up instead of playing the game. You beef him up by doing the side game, and then you could just whoosh right through the game, like just with Waka always in your party. And
Just main character Waka.
Yeah, and even if he just starts off in the beginning of the game, you just do like one of his supports that are really good, where he could buff like black magic, or he could buff aim, and he could buff some. I forgot,
Okay.
but the buffing black magic of Lulu's in the party, you can have them just go back and forth, like where he buffs her, or or she like casts like Demi and makes their hit points go down 2/3, and then he just finishes them off. There's like them two actually as a couple kind of does make sense like in play style, just kind of. But It's kind of the weird thing too is whenever I play with Yuna and Titus, it would always be they would be kind of a couple where Titus, the first thing he would do is cast Haste Aga or just haste on her. So that way, if anything happens, doesn't matter. I have a healer, and it's going to happen every goddamn round. I'm going to be able to heal.
Every round, yeah.
And she has that great ability, Prayer, where she could just regenerate the party just as a turn.
Yeah.
And if you have haste on her, it never ends because in this game, haste does not end. Remember, this was the Pokemon version of Final Fantasy where there was no time bar. You could do a move and go make a sandwich and come back, and that move is still waiting on you.
Yeah.
And also, too, it was incredibly easy to beat, but hard to master. Because this is the game where, fuck like Final Fantasy VII, where you have weapon 1, 2, and 3 and everything else. This game was like almost impossible to get all of the last bosses. Did you ever get them? Any of the final bosses or any of the final summons? Like, I mean, to the dark summons to fight and shit?
Dark summons. No, okay, yeah, no.
No.
So the dark summons, once you beat the game, this is in the Japanese version or the version we have now. Like, if you play it now, you're only going to be able to get, like, the new one. Anyway, when you beat the game, it's not New Game Plus, but you could just start over from the game, and the game realizes you beat it. You can go back to all where you got the summons and refight them, and they're, like, they have zeros behind how many hit points and how much damage they do. I'm not talking about one. I'm talking about like multiple zeros.
Yeah.
They will one hit shot you. If you thought you beat Jekt and you Yevon, you're like, I got this bitch. Nope, sorry, dude. Dark Velfor will kick your ass. Did you get all the secret weapons in this game?
No.
Absolutely not. No. I got the ones for the characters I wanted to get, but all of them?
Same.
Fuck no.
This is the guy that every playthrough dodges the 200 lightning bolts.
Oh, God.
To get Onion Knight?
Yeah. But, God, I hated walking through that.
The trick is you have to turn the sound off your game. Because when you hear the
It's already
thunder,
too late.
No.
You have to wait for the flash and then dodge. Yeah.
You're hearing it hitting another tower and it throws you. So you actually have to go and always face the back of the wall, so you're always in the same exact place, and you only hit it when you hit the flash. You're not listening for the noise. So I would just put on music, and you could actually sit there and do it, and it's quite easy as long as you don't move or you have the no encounter thing.
Yeah.
And you just stand there and you just do it. And it's actually quite easier than it looks. It took my ex-girlfriend to show me how to do it. The hardest one is fucking Titus's in the Calmlands when you have to do the fucking chocobo racing.
Okay.
That one sucks. I don't know if you guys remember that.
That one I was actually a lot easier in the fucking lightning.
How you get the
The lightning
Claudibald?
one sucked.
Yeah.
The easiest one to get is Kamari's, though, besides Waka's. Remember Kamari's? You have to hit only the green fairies, not the red fairies, when you're going through the trees and the sparkly.
Oh, yeah.
So there was that. And then Riku's.
Who cares about Kamari, though?
Riku's is really easy. I think all you have to do is learn all of the Albed language and you get hers.
Yeah.
So you get it almost automatically on the second playthrough.
As long as you don't fuck up.
No, because on the first playthrough, let's say you only get 5
I missed
letters.
one.
Then on the second one, on your second playthrough, you already still have those unlocked. You just need to find one primer, and then you get it. But the cool thing is on you could do this on.
Yeah, but in 2004, and I didn't want to go to Barnes and Noble and
understand.
pay for the fucking novel to get the.
No, this is what me and my friend
the
did.
guide.
Oh, yeah.
My friend had a memory card. I had a memory card, and I put in my memory card in his in slot 2, and it said, "Would you like to load a primer from another?" And I did it, and then he did it with me, and then we had all 150 Pokemon to see. We had them all because it's like, oh, he missed these, I missed those, and then we figured out like, oh, together we have them all.
Yeah.
Let's just fuse them together. So that was kind of cool.
By your powers combined, I am Captain Albed.
Captain Albed. Probably the lamest Sid in every other Final Fantasy is in this one.
They're all the fucking same.
No, they're not. Sid in 7 is awesome.
He's the guy with the airship.
Sid in 8.
Oh,
Is the guy with the airship.
No, Sid in 8 is the headmaster.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like I said, didn't play a whole lot of 8.
Sid in 9, I believe, is like a castle guard. Sid in 6 is
6 is the guy with the airship. I know that one
airship.
for sure.
And also in number 4 is the guy with the airship. And in number 1, he's just looking for a cup of coffee. He's just like a random character. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, Sid and then like Biggs and Wedge.
Yeah, Biggs and Wedge are in everything.
Games, yeah.
They're like, besides number 7, the remake, because in the remake they have a lot going on with them, and I didn't even know that was a chick too. By the way, that's going with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the hot girl that's in the remake, and I'm like, whoa. I just remember her as being ugly Nintendo blocks. She's actually good looking, but
she was ugly in Nintendo blocks.
But in 8, Biggs and Wedge probably have the biggest. They have the most lines out of everything. Like almost every time Cypher or Amacy is going to do something, like Biggs and Wedge are sitting around like doing some shenanigans. You know,
I think so. Yeah, because they got huge from 7.
Yeah.
So I think in 8 they're like, we need to like capitalize on.
But
this.
Biggs and Wedge were also in Final Fantasy 4. They guarded the burlesque show. That was a secret that you had to like know about. There was a burlesque show where it was like, it's not like porn or anything, but you would actually go and you would see like the sprites and they'd be topless.
Yeah.
And it was like for its time
Duke
was
Nukem
naughty. What?
Like Duke Nukem style?
No, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo style, where like if the nipple was about the sprite, it was a sprite with a nipple. That's all it was. It was practically Custer's Revenge style. It was almost that bad, but still, it was kind of cool just to know about it. You had to buy like a certain elixir, and it was a speakeasy, and you go down, and Biggs and Wedge would stop you, and then you would go, "Oh, I got it," and then you do that. And anyway, let's see. Ooh, saddest of all of them. Or is number 7 sadder? Because number 8 is not sad.
Oh, like story wise or something. Okay.
And number 9 isn't sad, but number 9 has probably the most epic ending. I'd say even over 7.
I would say 7 is sadder because I actually care about the character that dies.
Yeah.
You don't care about Jack. I think I care about Jack more than I do Ares.
Jack's been dead though, and then Titus isn't even a real fucking person. He doesn't count. So
He's an amalgamation.
Yeah, no.
He's a summon.
And then Yuna's like, I want guns now.
Oh, dude. Worst sequel. I know there's not too many sequels. Actually, 7 has more sequels than any other fucking. It's got a prequel.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
It is.
I will take no Crisis Core slander.
Crisis Core is great. And you could blame Rebirth coming out where Zack lives on Crisis Core. Because Zack lives during Crisis Core.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
He dies at the end.
He does according to Rebirth. Because Rebirth takes place right after Crisis Core.
I watched him die.
This takes place right after. In fact, there is according to the rumors, there is like you play as Zack more than you play as Cloud at times. Like a lot more. So don't me. Zack rules. He's cool. He's like Sephiroth, but he's a nice guy.
But then why have Cloud? Cloud doesn't matter at that point.
Because Cloud is your brooding dude. You need your brooding dude. You're cool kick-ass.
But what's he
character.
brooding about? He knows who he is. He knows he's not Zack.
He's brooding because Zack's still around getting his bitches. That's why he's brooding. Now he's stuck with Tifa. He wanted Aerith. It's not going to happen. So there you go.
Poor Tifa.
But the ending of this is like, dude, it was pretty fucking tear-inducing the first time you see this, and the music fucking sets it off too. But man, even the bad voice acting, it still is just tragic when you figure out like the end. When you figure out you're playing a doomed campaign, like you like really
and a doomed character,
and a doomed like there's a certain point where like, oh, we're all fucked. And they tried to do this in Final Fantasy 13. They failed, and they're like, just replace her with a chick and make it lame. It's exactly the same game. Just make her a chick and make it lame. It's exactly the same thing.
Well, no,
13 sucked, dude.
The thing with 13 that sucked is that that was when they tried to shoehorn in the Kingdom Hearts fucking combat style.
I hate that combat style. I like it in Kingdom Hearts. Leave it in Kingdom Hearts. That's why I do not like the new Final Fantasy 7s. I like the fact that now you could pause at any point.
Give me turn-based.
Give me turn-based. It never was broken. There's a reason why Pokemon is still the number one seller of role-playing games or RPGs. Is because turn-based. People like turn-based. I like to be able to think about my move, check my Twitter, go get a beer. I don't want to be clicking buttons on a JRPG.
No.
There's no reason I should be clicking buttons.
And nothing wrong with hack and slash. I love Bayonetta.
Nothing.
I love Devil May Cry.
Nothing wrong with it. But
not when I'm juggling fucking casting Faraga and shit, you know?
I want to go up, down, X, cure, that character, select. I'm good. Time to take a sip of beer. Oh, yeah. My turn. Okay. All Faraga, but not that guy because he'll heal. Okay. And we're good. Oh, you got your limit break. Okay. Now I have to do that. Okay. Now I'm good. See, that's what I want. Don't fucking overcomplicate it. I think this is why this was really good is to sum it all up. This game came out and it was the introduction to a new system, and it was showing a lot of people that never experienced the game, even though that's like kind of hard to think about because only 4 years earlier, 7 came out and like made the big boom.
Yeah.
But this would come out where probably a lot of people that were like 11 or 12 or 13 were getting their first console being a PS2, and this was their first RPG, and what a fucking great way to start out. So it was kind of like baby's first RPG in a way where it was very, very like you could play through this game and do none of the bullshit and beat the game.
Yeah.
Fairly easily.
Yeah.
With this game, like PS2 was the first system I bought for myself as an adult. All the games I got before were like games that like the whole family could play. They had to be multiplayer so me and my brother could play.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I bought like Resident Evil 2 for myself, you know, for my N64, but this was the first system I bought for me.
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy wasn't the first game I bought, but it was the second. And I'm really glad I got it.
It's really good. I mean, nostalgia points. I'm gonna replay this, but I guarantee my nostalgia is probably going to be about where I'm going to say now. I say this is probably a good like 86%.
Oh, wow.
The soundtrack bumps it up more for me. I could listen. I have the soundtrack in my car right now. I was 4 CDs.
I was just fucking around playing one of my older saves, not even like really like playing it, but just kind of like fucking around on it and like remembering the controls and stuff and like going, do I really want to replay this? I kind of do. And, you know, and because I've just been playing tons of NHL because I made Shorzy and he's about to win like... Yeah, he's about to win the minors and of the Salisbury Bulldogs. He's going to get called up. I want to see what team he gets called up for. Anyway, he's got like more hits and penalty minutes, and he's got more goals than anyone in the league because he's Shorzy. Do you know what a Shorzy hat trick is?
No.
That's 3 goals, 1 assist, in 1 fight, in 1 game.
Yeah,
that's a Shorzy hat trick. You gotta score and then kick their ass. But
sounds like my kind of game.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, I mean, in my NHL game, I turn off 2 lining passes, I turn off icing, and I turn off penalties. So it's like
you're playing like the Blitz of
exactly.
NHL. Yeah.
I'm playing Blitz NHL. Exactly.
NHL Blitz.
But the great thing is like
fire puck.
It makes it very, very fast. You know, like play style. And instead of every single second, there's a cutscene of like a referee going, no, bad Shorzy. So,
or him just getting kicked out of the game in general.
Oh no, he gets injured out of games a lot though. He breaks his hand a lot. That's like his most common injury. Because dude, like even though he's a right winger who just does a lot of shooting, I put his fighting skill all the way up. It's the first thing I max out, and so all he does is check like their main guy and injure them, and then someone else wants to fight him, and he just beats the shit out of him after he scores. After he scores his 3, he's like, I'm good on scoring. Injure the other players. But so I don't know. I give this an 85. The soundtrack, great. Like you said,
yes.
Characters, great. Voice acting could be annoying at times, but when Titus gets serious at the end, it actually is good. Yuna annoys the shit out of me a lot. Riku does a lot, but for the most part, the characters are great. They're balanced. They all have their purpose. The graphics hold up, but not the side characters. The NPCs suck. The monsters look great. The backgrounds look great. Music's great, like you said. Battle style's great. I really
the ones
like
you interact with like a lot. Like Owaka looks like shit.
Yeah.
Fucking
Owaka the Third.
Yeah. Oh god, Seymour. He looks like shit.
He does.
Like they try and make him look interesting, but it's just
They're like, what about if Seth Roth was upside down and he had blue hair, and we put a bunch of hair gel on it. And we made him wear that, and then Divine got a hold of him and just made him different.
Now give him long fingernails and we'll call it a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gross.
I hate the Guado. Mm-hmm. I really do.
You know, I got an idea for the next one we're going to do here.
Okay.
The first game I got for PS2 was Ace Combat, and I've been replaying 7 lately.
Guess who just bought Ace Combat 4 and is chomping at the bit to play it?
Oh, so good.
Jeff.
Jeff Ugly
Jeff bought
Shoes?
it?
Or-
No, Jeff Russell. That's his favorite game of all time.
Who's Jeff Russell?
Jeff.
Jeff the Tech.
No. There's a guy I know who rustles cattle, and I call him Jeff. But he's got a cousin named Jeff the Tech
Oh, that guy.
who makes the show possible, who's not a cattle rustler, though. So anyway, this cattle rustler character is going to sell Jeff the Tech a copy of Ace Air Combat. See what I did there?
Yes.
I was going to sell him a copy of Ace Air Combat 4. So
Yeah, Ace Combat 4.
Skies Unknown, I think it's called, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Playing as Mobius 1.
Dude, that game is so much fun.
That game is a fuck ton of fun.
Did you know Nickelback is on the soundtrack to that game?
Did not.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Oh, really?
I swear.
You just want another excuse to play Nickelback, don't you?
You know,
They are on the soundtrack though. I swear to God they are. But anyway,
I
that
believe
is
it.
that is the Final Fantasy of like that, or that is the
not
most
till 5. Once it gets to 5, then yes.
yeah. Oh,
'Cause
no,
that's
no,
where
no, no,
turn-based
no.
fighting-
Sorry. That's what I meant. I meant 5. That's the one I'm
Yes.
talking about. That's the one I'm talking about. Number
Unsung
5.
War.
Unsung War. Yeah, that is the one that had Nickelback on the soundtrack. But I think Stained is also on it too. Stained is on the soundtrack. They actually had like a real soundtrack, and they have like a real anime cutscenes between the missions. Have you ever played
they
it?
do.
No.
It was one of those rare games that came out and then got a cult status, and then you couldn't find it anywhere. And if you could, and this was back in PS2 days.
Which is weird because it was a greatest hits.
Was it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I could only find 4 in grade. I remember paying, and at the time this was a lot. I paid $45 for that game, and this was back in like 08
Crap.
or 09.
Yeah.
And I think then I switched over to Xbox because 6 wasn't on PS3. Was it?
Ace Combat 6 was on 360. Yeah.
It was only on 360.
And I have that still with the flight stick for the 360.
So yeah, that was all of them are great, but 5 is where it peaked, and after that, it just kind of fucking fell off. And I think that's
No, 7's great. If you liked 5, you'll love 7.
enjoy 7. I do not love
Really?
7 like I have 5. So I would say that 5. This would be the Final Fantasy of the Ace Air Combats. I think
it is.
I think this would be right before it fell off, because after that they went to 11. 11 was the online one, and it wasn't that
was
great.
terrible.
It was terrible, and it was like way too slow and way too empty and way too grindy, and then you had 12, and 12 was
cool.
It was
I liked
cool,
12.
It was all right.
but the plot line was like fucking all over the place.
It was
little
like
bit,
Kingdom
yeah.
Hearts kind of lore. I was like, you what?
But it took place after Tactics, which was one of my favorite ones to this day. Tactics is such a great game.
Nah.
Oh, I didn't realize it took place then.
Yeah, it's the prequel to Tactics. Or sorry,
Sequel.
sequel to Tactics, yeah. And then 13 just totally lost me, and I'm like, TBK, I'm not coming back
Yeah.
for this.
Like, it was pretty. Like, graphic-wise, it was pretty, but
Yeah.
that was it. That's the only thing it had going for it was pretty graphics.
Yeah, it's kind of like, but
They're
I'm
what, 15 now? 16?
16.
16, yeah. And I have no idea, and I don't really care. And apparently the company is like, if it wasn't for the Enix on it, Square would be bankrupt, because they just dumped so much money into this title, and it just goes nowhere. And I don't know if you played Final Fantasy Online, but it makes Elder Scrolls Online Elder Scrolls Online looks like a whole generation up from Final Fantasy Online. Like, it
Yeah.
looks like a generation down.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You know, I watched some video on 16, and it basically looked like God of War,
yeah.
just with Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah. That checks
And
out.
God of War has been doing it better for 2
Way
console
longer.
generations.
Yeah, way longer.
Was it 14 or 15 where it's like you and your other anime boys and you're cruising around in a car and you occasionally hop out and like fight monsters and stuff?
Oh my god.
I think that's 14.
14.
I think
Yeah.
that is 14. I don't know. I haven't even played that. All right, so this is the pilot of Midnight Ramen, a new free show, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see how it goes on Final Fantasy X. It might be too nerdy for people. It might be just right. and I was trying to keep it as clean as possible. I think I've only made
failed.
like 5 sexual innuendos.
Jesus, no.
And
In
gave
the
out
first 10 minutes.
and gave out 1 real name. And
It's okay. We can edit that out.
yeah,
You can
it's
edit, yeah.
You know what we'll do? I'll
Jeff
just
the tech who can edit this fucking video.
that guy. Oh,
Yeah.
it's funny you bring him up because I know a guy who just got Ace Air Combat 5.
Yeah.
All right, good night, everyone.
See it.